Some resilience. Our 2 wins on the tail end of the road trip was goaltending. Special teams going well. And again, I still think if we're going to stay in this battle and continue to stay in this battle, it's going to be about keeping it out of our net. Obviously, we had a shutout, and we kept it to 3 or less in Seattle to give us opportunity in overtime. So still a long ways to go. Just addressing the guys this morning, it's going to just get tougher. And our next task and challenge is a very good Colorado team tomorrow. And just the other thing is just really challenge the guys. It's been hockey forever. You get a long road trip like that where you go West Coast time zone, Mountain time zone, West Coast time zone, like you're back and forth and then back. For whatever reason, that game at home ends up being flat. So that's the challenge for the guys, not to come out flat.
Jared, what can you do to, not just particularly sure what you just said, but get better starts? Because both in Calgary and Seattle, like the first 5 minutes, there was a lot of your goaltending.
Yeah, probably maybe some flyer game, but a little credit to both those teams. Those teams are forecheck identity teams, and it's exactly what they established. Conversely, we had 2 really good starts in our losses. So I know it's easy to think of us in our last 2 outings, and that's legit, but we should have came out of both those periods, both Edmonton and Vancouver, ahead, and we didn't. We flipped some puck luck in the goaltending on the back end. So it's always important to get a good start. It's probably just what I mentioned. It's important to get a good start tomorrow with this team like that.
What does it do for a coach when you make the line shuffling you did to have it work, I guess?
Yeah, obviously, I think that it's probably maybe a little trust in the guys, where they'll probably never question what goes up with the board there. We needed a little spark, but that's more credit to our depth, not a genius coaching room decision on changing. We have the luxury of being able to move guys up and down the lineup and for it to work. So it'll still be a work in progress. I think we're playing maybe the best first line in hockey tomorrow night, and then might be a matchup issue. We might change on the fly there just to combat that matchup too. So it's a luxury to have with our depth.
Derek, do you feel like you're well equipped for these challenging games coming up? Then
I hope so. We're getting better at it, and this is what you ask for. Like you want meaningful games down the stretch. We had a flirt with it a little bit last year, but we really haven't been in this position in a long time, and we've worked hard to get here. Now let's see how we handle it. So we've handled them for the most part pretty good, but again, these are just going to get tougher and tougher and tougher.
You got a little bit more veteran roster, guys who've been through a lot of these types.
Yeah, I think that helps game to game. I think that helps period to period, with us keeping a calmness about us, maybe a quiet confidence about the group.
You said if we stay in this battle, is that becoming less of an if in your mind as you go on?
No, we'll see. I mean, just what are we? We had a 10-2-2 stretch before the break. We're 3-2 after the break. And again, if you'd have told us you got Vancouver twice, Edmonton, you're at Calgary, you're at Seattle, any team in the league would take a 3-2 segment on that. And here we are still, we can't separate. It's not going to happen. Again, it's going to be more about us going after it. The more and more, I talk about that 95, 97, 100 points. I still think it's going to be around that 97 points. So we'll watch what's going on around us, but again, we just have to take care of our own business.
What was your reaction to seeing the Rasmussen extension?
Ecstatic, excited. Obviously, you guys cover us. You see the way I use him. The staff is a very valuable fan of him. I know he's a very valuable player. He just last month alone, I mean, he's centered a really quality fourth line. He's been on a checking line. We put him on our top line to give us a spark. Obviously, he kills for us. Good pro, good human, good individual. Really happy for him. And just sometimes when it feels earned, and when it feels like there's a little team success with it, like we've improved as a group here over the last couple of years, and he's been a big part of it. So really happy for both parties.
What did you know about him when he first came here? And is there anything about him that surprises you?
His reliability, probably. Gotta go back to last year. It was so easy to point to us trading everyone at the deadline that stung, of course, and we had a shell of our team. You know, there were some nights we were fielding a AHL plus team down the stretch, but people forget he got hurt down the stretch. He drove us a lot of times. He tries lines. He wins battles. He wins shifts. So I think probably it's come as advertised, but he's grown in the couple of years I've seen him, and just to have a player that can play center and wing at 6'6", can kill. I still think he can grow into some power play, net front time, just some of his skill set. So I don't know if anything surprised us. It's just been really cool to watch him continue to grow and develop, fight through an injury. Just again, it just feels earned by him with his approach and work ethic.
So
Some
it
of
seems like
those
you've
guys
seen
who
a lot of
Go
growth
ahead.
this season.
What's that?
A lot of growth as well from Joe Valeno. What do you see that's clicked for him? I mean, you've had him on power play too on a pretty deep team.
Probably a little confidence. Again, a guy like that, very similar to Rass, we've used him through our lineup for a spark in that.